Hi, you can call me Enas. I like to make Dota 2 hero suggestions. Today I'm covering Tyrrenaught. She is a ranged carry, nuclear, pusher, support. This means that she scales well with items and deals high damage mid to late game. She can deal high damage with her spells, she can clear creep waves and take towers fairly effectively, and she can be played as a supportive role, meaning that she prioritizes her teammates getting stronger before she herself does. Her first spell, Mine for the Taking, you target an enemy unit or structure within 600 units of you. It is granted a debuff lasting for 4 seconds, which reduces their armor by 2, 3, 4, or 5, and guarantees you the last hit if it's killed by your allies. Casting this spell on a lane creep will multiply the armor reduction by 3 times, making it a 6, 9, 12, or 15 armor reduction on that unit. This debuff can be removed with a basic dispel, and a unit under this spell's effect is immune to reapplication, meaning you have to wait for it to wear off before you can apply a stronger version of it. The mana cost of this spell is 80, and the cooldown is 2 seconds. The Ogden Scepter upgrade of the spell is that units affected by the spell deal 1.5% their max HP per second, half as magic, half as physical, to all their allies and themselves within 500 units of them, stacking with itself independently. So all units affected by this will hurt each other as well. Hex Buffer, your second spell, you target an enemy unit within 600 units cast range. They receive an extension of all debuffs and damage over time effects on them, based on what type of dispel it takes to remove it. If it takes a strong dispel, then it'll be increased by a percentage of 10, 15, 20, or 25%. If it is a basic dispel that can remove it, then it gets a flat rate of 1, 1.5, 2, or 2.5 seconds increase in duration. If you use this on one of your own spells, it'll double the effect of both. So let's say you want to increase the duration of Mine for the Taking. Level 1 of this spell, you can add 2 more seconds. And it would go 2, 3, 4, or 5 seconds, depending on your level. Specifically, when you cast Hex Buffer on someone who's affected by Mine for the Taking, all units within 300 units of them get both spells on them, meaning you will apply Mine for the Taking, it will spread to all units within 300 units of your target when you cast Hex Buffer on someone with Mine for the Taking. And the duration of that is the duration of this spell, so this would be 2, 3, 4, or 5 seconds. This spell's mana cost is 70, 80, 90, or 100, respective to its level, and it has a cooldown of 3 seconds. The Ogden Shard upgrade of the spell is that it adds 2 seconds more to all kinds of spells. This would not be doubled, so that would mean it would be a cap of 7 seconds, not 9. From a basic dispel damage over time or debuff. Your third spell, Composite Arrow, you cast it, and then on your next auto attack, you have a damage over time effect applied to the target. They take 30, 40, 50, or 60% your auto attack damage, half as magic, half as physical, over the next 6 seconds. Essentially, effectively dealing 180, 240, 300, or 360% your auto attack damage in total. Half as physical, half as magical, as I said. A unit under this spell's effect is immune to reapplication. This debuff can be removed with a basic dispel. The physical aspect of this spell can affect buildings. This means you can both reduce the armor of buildings and put a physical damage over time effect on them. The mana cost of the spell is 70, 80, 90, or 100, and the cooldown is 1 second. Your ultimate, damage over time compilation / execution, you cast it and then a wave spawns at 400, 500, or 600 units away from you, traveling to you at 600 units per second. All units hit by this wave will lose 15, 20, or 30 magic resist for the next 5 seconds, and the next 7, 10, or 12 seconds of damage over time effects that they would take are compiled into a single burst of damage. It's dealt after the magic resistance reduction. Those affected damage over time effects are also reduced in time by the same amount of time that gets compiled. Meaning if you have a 10-second damage over time effect on an enemy, and this is level 1, you cast it on, or you hit them with the wave, and then it'll pass 7 of the 10 seconds instantly, dealing all that damage right away. And then it'll continue to 3 seconds after. 3 seconds of damage over time afterwards. If this amount of damage would be lethal to an enemy, it insta-kills them instead of actually dealing the damage to them. This spell requires a hard dispel to be purged, meaning it only improves by the percentage base. The damage compilation will assume that all damage over time effects that are currently affecting them would remain the entire duration if they don't have a duration. This means things like Cloak of Flames, for example, or Pudge's Rot. because they don't have a duration exactly. They have a little bit of stickiness, but they don't have a duration. So it'll do 7, 10, or 12 times what's currently affecting them. The mana cost of the spell is 200, and the cooldown is 60, 45, or 30 seconds. As far as talents go, level 10 you have 20 damage, or Mind for the Taking deals 35 damage per second to units affected. Level 15, you can get Composite Arrow grants you 300 bonus attack range on the buffed attack, or 150 cast range on all your spells and items. Level 20, you can get Composite Arrow deals half its damage as pure, and then 25% as magic and 25% as physical, or minus 20% mana costs on all your spells and items. At level 25, you can get hitting an enemy that has armor reduction affecting them will grant you 180% guaranteed crits. Alternatively, you can get damage over time compilation / execution compiles 6 seconds more time. As Tyrrenaught, you start with 640 health, 327 mana, 41 to 51 damage, and 1 armor. It says 1 armor here, but actually she has 1.2 armor. That value just rounds down because it's below half. She has 305 starting move speed. She starts with 21 intelligence and grows 2.5 per level. She's an agility hero. She starts with 24 agility and grows 2.6 per level. And she has 22 starting strength and grows 1.7 per level. I view Tyrrenaught as a carry, a mid, or a support because she can guarantee last hits and greatly reduce the armor of lane creeps, allowing pushing super easy by spreading it with Hex Buffer. She can reduce armor and magic resistance, and then increase the duration of any debuff or damage over time effect, making her a great support. And her damage output is based on her attack damage, making her scale well with items. That's Tyrrenaught. If you have any questions, comments, critique, please leave them in the comments section. I will leave a link to Tyrrenauht's Dota concept page in the doobly-doo. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.